Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into a really cool idea that tackles a classic challenge. How do you take a subject like geometry, which can feel a little, well, abstract, and turn it into something genuinely exciting? Let's break down how it's done.
This is the big question, isn't it? Whether you're a teacher or a student, you know the struggle. How do you make things like radius and circumference feel less like a formula on a page and more like something you actually want to figure out?
And here's the answer. You turn it into a game, a quest even. Instead of just doing math problems, students get to go on a mission. We're going to walk through this awesome interactive game called Circle Quest, and you'll see how it makes learning about circles fun, competitive, and way more effective.
Okay, so you can't just jump into an epic quest without knowing the rules, right? Every adventurer needs a map and a mission. So let's look at how we get our explorers ready for the challenge.
Right off the bat, check this out. Students aren't just students anymore, they're circle explorers. It's such a simple switch, but it totally reframes everything. Suddenly, you're on an adventure and there's a cool title, Pie Master, that you're trying to earn. That's a game changer for your mindset.
And the setup? Super simple. You just split everyone into small teams of 2 to 4. Everybody starts with 0 points, which keeps it fair. You score points for getting answers right. And if you really want to amp up the energy, throw a timer in there for some extra pressure. It's all about teamwork and a little friendly competition.
All right, with the rules set, the real quest begins. And it's not just one big free-for-all. It's cleverly broken down into 3 different rounds, and each one gets a little tougher, building on what you just learned.
So the adventure starts here, in round 1. This is kind of like the warm-up lap. The questions are worth 10 points each, and they're all about those basic foundational ideas. It's designed to build confidence and get everyone's brain in the game.
For example, you might get a question just like this. Super straightforward, right? It just tests if you know that basic link between radius and diameter. A quick, correct answer gets your team some points on the board and really gets some momentum going.
And now, we're on to round 2. The points double to 20, but you guessed it, so does the challenge. This is where the explorers have to go beyond just definitions and actually start using the formulas. Things are heating up.
So, a problem here might give you the radius and ask for the circumference. To get it right, you've got to know the formula, plug in the numbers, and then solve it. You can see how the learning is layered. It's not just about spitting out an answer. It's about showing you know the process.
And here we go, the final boss of the main quest, the challenge round. These are worth a whopping 30 points each, and they're designed to see who really gets it. This is where the Pie Masters start to stand out from the crowd.
Now, what's so smart about this round is that it flips the problem on its head. Instead of giving you the radius to find the circumference, it gives you the circumference and asks you to find the radius. This means you have to work backwards and really think critically. It shows a whole other level of understanding.
But wait, the quest isn't over. Even if one team is lagging behind, there's one last chance for a huge comeback. It all comes down to the bonus round, a final winner-take-all showdown.
For a massive 50 points, the challenge changes completely. It's not about calculating anymore, it's about showing what you know. The first team to run up and correctly draw a circle and label all these parts wins. It's a fantastic hands-on finale that can totally shake up the final scores.
Okay, so we've seen how the game works, but why does it work so well? What are the secret ingredients that make it so engaging and help the learning actually stick?
It's often the little things. Having a big scoreboard on a whiteboard where everyone can see it makes it feel like a real event. Letting students come up to the board to solve problems makes them part of the action, not just spectators. And the language you use, well, that's huge.
Come on. Yelling out fun stuff like Pi Power activated when a team gets a question right, that completely changes the energy in the room. It turns a simple quiz into something fun and memorable.
So as we wrap things up here, let's just zoom out for a second. What's the big takeaway from this whole Circle Quest idea? What makes this gamified approach a real winner?
At the end of the day, it's not really about the points, it's about the journey. The game creates this clear path where students can actually see themselves getting better, moving from the basics to confidently solving tough problems. They're not just learning skills, they're building confidence. They're becoming Pie Masters.
And that leaves us with one final thought. This quest framework, with different rounds, increasing difficulty, and a big finale. It's so flexible. It works great for geometry, sure, but imagine this for learning historical dates, vocabulary, or even the periodic table. The potential to turn almost any lesson into an epic adventure is right there for the taking.